Whether or not you've been playing GD for a long time or not, you've definitely heard of at least one level series, be it collaborative efforts like the Technology Trilogy or the Sonic series, or solo efforts like Zara's Toxin Lab. What do you think was the first truly well-known level series though? Well, that would be ZenthicAlpha's HazardSectors series. It contains 6 levels, 3 of them having been made in 1.5 and the other 3 in 1.6. They're some of the hardest rated levels in their respective updates, but unlike levels like Stereo Demoness or ICDX, the HazardSectors have been largely forgotten to time. Do they really deserve such a fate? Let's find out. Hazard Sector 1 is pretty damn bad. 1.5 as an update contains some of GD's worst aged levels. It took until 1.6 for people to finally get the hang of making tolerable UFO parts, and objects like the bush ground spike and the object color trigger are extremely ugly if used incorrectly. And that's something 1.5 creators did a lot. Hazard Sector 1, and by extension the rest of the 1.5 trilogy, uses most of the new stuff decently. The UFO click at 60% is wanted in many areas, but the object color trigger is used okay. Where ZenthicAlpha falters, however, is with the rest of the decoration. It's so overcrowded and uses so many spinning objects to where it just looks ugly. Brick blocks and a fuck ton of saws don't work with a bright blue background, Zenthic. The gameplay of this level is also heavily questionable. The beginning 60% is incredibly simple, and then it just throws the UFO click and then a really hard ball immediately after. This is by far the most annoying one to beat because it's so ungodly choke point and second half heavy. Combine the choke point heavy gameplay with the ugly 1.5 deco and you have a recipe for disaster. And it's a shame since there are later installments that are good. The rest of the 1.5 trilogy is largely the same, so I'll combine Hazard Sector 2 and X here. 2 is far better because it plays pretty decently. It has a lot of blind jumps near the middle, but if you've played the old updates in any capacity, then you know that blind jumps existed in 90% of demons, and the most you could really do was just accept learning them. The ugly deco style remains, but it's better than in the first one since at least this one uses darker backgrounds. Hey Zenthic, you don't need to add 3 spinning objects to every orb and a saw on every block corner. One can only hope to escape 1.5 as soon as possible. Hazard Sector X looks a lot better, but it plays so ungodly horribly that it was the only one I did not beat for this video. I have nothing positive to say about this level's gameplay, so I'm going to only talk about the deco. The thin pillars with the 1.4 Clutterfunk blocks at the top are good looking structures that hold the level together immensely. It's too bad Zenthic completely ditches them in the second half of the level. The faces in the 2 ships are also really goofy. Some of these color choices are absolutely horrible. Whatever, doesn't matter, that's all the 1.5 levels. Time for the objectively better update. Hazard Sector 4 is a genuinely good level. The overcrowded style persists, but it actually looks presentable. 1.6's blocks actually go together pretty well with the style, and it helps make it look less crowded with stuff like the see-through saws and crystal spikes. This one also plays pretty well. The maze near the end looks like it'd be absolute hell to learn, but it's actually just a couple inputs. It also has some cool concepts like this part with the fake spikes. This is just a really solid 1.6 hard demon. Let's keep this energy going, please. That's not really what I meant. Hazard Sector 5 and Finale are both passable levels. Despite Zenthic managing to pull off the overcrowded style well in 4, he goes really overboard in the first half of 5. Both 5 and Finale play better than 1 and X. That's also a really low bar to clear. At least Hazard Sector Finale is the second best one behind 4. It has the second best gameplay and the second best deco. Some parts still have way too much stuff going on though. Most of it looks pretty good regardless, and it plays just well enough to be a passable level, and that's really the entire series. So, did these deserve to be forgotten? It's safe to say that, yeah. 4 is the only overall good level here. Every other one has at least one major flaw, be it the gameplay or deco or both. I do, however, think 1.5 played a massive role in this. There is a total of 1 level from that update that aged well, and that's Knock M by Funny Game. The 1.6 trilogy is a lot better, but that doesn't necessarily mean that any of the levels are worth playing today. They're a cool piece of GD history, but nowadays there are many better options. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.